Thank you. Please. In future, I shall give the vote of thanks after Sarah has spoken. You know, on the back of our party cards, it says, by the strength of our common endeavour, we achieve more together than we do alone. And you know, in constituency after constituency, despite all odds, we proved that again and again on Thursday night. By the strength of our common endeavour, we achieve more together than any of us could ever have done on our own. So I'm here to thank every member of Labour staff, every volunteer, every member of Parliament, every supporter for what you've done in the past and what I know you will do in the future. I want to thank Harriet Harman, my deputy leader, for the amazing work she has done as the champion of equality. She now takes over as acting leader, and she is one of the best people that you could ever met. I want to thank Douglas Alexander for his work in the election campaign. Douglas and I have virtually grown up together. I want to thank Peter Mandelson for everything that he has done. Peter has been a rock on which the stability and future of the Labour Party has been built for so many years. Peter Mandelson. Can I also say that we are very fortunate to have Ray Collins as our General Secretary, very fortunate to have Anne Black as the chair of our NEC, and we are very fortunate to have had such great candidates and campaigners, and I want you to thank them all for what they achieved. We know more certainly now than ever before that there is a strong progressive majority in Britain. I wish more than I can possibly say that I could have mobilised that majority to carry the election, but I could not. And I have to accept and indeed assert personal responsibility. The fault is mine, and I will carry that alone. So to give the party I love the best possible chance to prepare for its future, I have resigned the leadership of the Labour Party with immediate effect, and Harriet will take over. I wish my successor in that role well, and I will stand by Labour's new leader, whoever that may be, loyally and without equivocation. Because one thing will not change: I am Labour, and Labour I will always be. And let me, a few days after our election, thank those candidates who never gave up and never gave in, and who fought so hard, and whose dignity in defeat makes us so proud. Every single candidate who fought but lost, let us thank them for what they did. You know, I think in the past few weeks, our Labour Party has shown, even when up against the odds, what we are made of. Of course, we went into this election massively outspent and with what I shall call a difficult media environment. But in the most difficult circumstances, after an economic crisis, a political expenses problem, and after 13 years in government, it is to your enduring credit that we denied our opposition the majority they had taken for granted. And you know better than anyone how hard fought this election was and how dependent we were on the small, well-disciplined team of which you here were such a crucial part. Strong policy, robust research, creative communications, inspired new media work, allied with the most targeted and most commanding ground war I have seen in my whole lifetime in politics. And for all that, I thank all of you and the whole party. And I'm proud to say that last Thursday we did prove that committed people matter more than limitless cash. Now, Sarah and I will never be able to thank you enough for what you have done. But I hope when you look back on these times, you will tell your children and your children's children about the Britain that we were building together and the good that we did in this campaign. Because let me tell you what it was really all about. Last week when I was out knocking on people's doors, yes, I too was knocking on people's doors, and that one wasn't recorded on tape. I met a girl who was exactly the same age as the Labour government, born on the 1st of May 1997. She'd grown to know and love a Britain with Sure Start, with one-to-one tuition, with the expectation that every person from every background will have the chance to get on and not just get by. And she took opportunity for granted, and we fought for the chance for every child to be born in a Britain like that. We fought for the future, and we continue to fight unceasingly, because progress is not a word we just speak, but a reality we have been creating where the ambit of opportunity always expands and never contracts. And we fight for progress because we know the energy and talent of the British people are boundless whenever they are released from stereotype and allowed to soar. And we know that progressive change is possible because our very record shows it is. The minimum wage, Sure Start, the child tax credit, the shortest waiting times in NHS history, record exam results in schools, more police officers than ever before, 500,000 children out of poverty, 2 million more jobs than in 1997, and on top of everything we did to change Britain for the better and forever, we can be proud that there are people alive in Africa and in other countries in the world today, children in school there who have access to healthcare there because of what we have done working together for people thousands of miles away. So think of these times and think of the lives saved and changed, and always remember that New Labour's achievements do not belong to me nor to Tony Blair, much as I want to thank him for what he did, but to you. We fought and will continue to fight for our public services. Services that are not something that you conjure up on your own or that most of us can pay for by ourselves, but services that are valued because they're the realization of a true nobility in people that sees beyond selfish individualism onto what can be done through our collective endeavour together. And that's why we fight, and why together we will keep fighting for justice. So tell your children they were part of this, and never to stop believing that people of courage and conviction can lift our country and make it equal to its best ideals. To those who gave their hearts and the hard work and the votes to Labour, I say thank you. I will never forget how we stood together in happier days and through the hardest hours. And so as you fight on, know that I will be with you heart and soul. And know that you have my undying gratitude because you have given the best of yourselves to the greatest of causes. And because you have fought every hour of every day, you'll be able to say for the rest of your days, I was there, I was on the progressive side of history, and you are part of a Labour Party which is and will always be the greatest fighting force for fairness our country has ever seen. Sarah and I are proud to be with you this evening. The Labour Party is the greatest force for fairness this country has. We are irrepressible. We fight for fairness. Tomorrow we fight on. Thank you very much.